Let's get ready to rumble! And here, spawning the top left corner, we have none other than Turuk, which is awesome.
And also, which is awesome, Protosses, because Protosses are awesome because they are in the bottom right-hand corner of our map. We have Showtime in lovely green color.
By the way, there's one comment on the chat that just made me laugh. When you just reach English Grandmaster. I don't think so, but I very much like the fact that you enjoy it. I have been working so hard past the last 4 months to get to this stage that I really appreciate that you appreciate. So
you know, it becomes an appreciation cycle, sort of like when you want to let someone go first in the line, like, oh no, you go first, you go, and it sort of cycles like that, and it's all just good feelings all around.
Yeah, that's actually it. And you know, people are asking questions. How do we get so many copies? We just bought them. And you know, I'm not saying. Let's not get into the details, but we have a lot of things planned for you, and just having the giveaways helps us grow esports. I mean, our mission is to get as many people on board as possible. We want you guys to be playing Heart of the Swarm. We want you to be playing your ass out on the ladder, or at least watching the streams. And this is why we have so many copies. We think that no one else is doing it, but it's really important. So we just picked up the mission.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's just a lot of people who either can't afford to buy the game, or just they don't really know if they want to play. They watch all the streams like, should I play? You should play because it's awesome, and definitely, you know, check out Yegwen or my educational material and stuff like that to get you started off. But it's just a really great exercise for your brain. It's just a really fun, creative experience in general. So,
and by the way, you should check out Jack Attack. Would you mind pasting the link to your channel on the chat right now? I think people, you know, guys, I think Jack Attack deserves some credit because he's been stuck with me since the beginning, and he has been so patient with my lack of diplomacy, with me busting his balls all the time. But you know, you can give him some appreciation just by being so patient. Anyway, we have a Reaper now. Getting back to the game itself, a Reaper that denied scouting information of Protoss. Showtime. This is actually big. I mean, Showtime will need to scout anyway, but he has just lost his scouting probe. That's an additional probe he will need to throw at scouting, or take the risk and not scout at all.
Yeah, and he's gonna try to come around in from a different angle. He was warded off there. Didn't get very much scouting information, but he's taking his expansion pretty quickly. He is going to get his expansion up before the Protoss, so all is usual. Generally speaking, in a PvT, the Terran will expand first.
Yeah, not a surprise here, but it seems, you know, both of these expansions will be finishing at the same time. Now, I don't know, I really don't know if going Nexus first against Terran is now a viable choice. It hasn't been a very viable choice back in Wings of Liberty, but now some Korean scientists may discover that when you derive X from Y and Z, you end up with the conclusion that you can go easily for Nexus first, and that may be the new metagame. This is why Heart of the Swarm is so exciting, because there are so many things changing and players are just trying to see what the new metagame is going to be, and it seems there is not a single avenue. It seems that there is not a single best build order. It just is getting more awesome with every other day.
Yep, and nice trap with the probes here, gonna finally kill off that singular Reaper. But yeah, going to expand and then go into 3-gate Robo. This is a really great build if you're a beginning player to do something like this. Go and expand after you get a gateway and a Cybernex core, and then get 3 gateways and a Robo up against a Terran player.
By the way,
Very
we
strong build.
have an Afro-American Zealot here. Did you notice that?
Yeah,
that's the new.
We have the Dark Zealot to match the Stalker a little bit better. So hopefully, eventually, you can either go total Dark or total like Golden Army. That would be cool.
Yeah, and when you play on the maps that just shine, you would just outshine your opponent. And
and you choose the yellow color also, so just be like so bright.
and this guy is playing, and he has bloom turned on his and you know, ultra graphic settings, and your arm is shining so hard he cannot even target your sentries during a battle. That would be awesome.
Yeah, it would be the skin metagame. So which skins do you choose, you know, for the right matchup or the right map, you know? Whoa, we got a drop coming in. 4 Widow Mines. The Observer's in place. Not a whole lot of firepower, though.
But there's an Observer, so the Widow Mines will only get 1 shot, most likely, or not even that. This Zealot just got teleported back to Ire. Yeah, that's all there is to it. And this Medivac tries...
Oh, just in time, but no shots get off. We do still have 3 Widow Mines in the mineral line, but looks like they're gonna get taken out with the Observer.
Yeah, the planetary
this is what's great. This is what's great about having the 3-gate Robo follow-up, is that you get that Observer out. So in any case of some sort of Widow Mine shenanigans, you're safe. You can defend with minimal losses, and Showtime just basically putting on a clinic of how exactly you do that in a high-level situation.
Exactly, and we can see that Showtime is going mech heavy. He has 3 factories. On his main, he's producing siege tanks right now. I think he'll want to support that with at least a couple of Hellbats, because Hellbats are very effective nowadays. And by the way, there has been a change just before Heart of the Swarm got released. Now, what you need to research the technology to transform Hellions into Hellbats. You can start producing Hellbats as soon as you get an armory, but in order for them to transform from between the forms, you need to have this research done.
Yep. And so that's it changes the timing for those early Hellbat drops and things like that. Oh, missed the force fields. He tried to trap those 2 Hellions, didn't quite make it. So he's gonna run home with those Hellions now.
4 force fields wasted.
3rd base.
Not so good, not so good. By the way, Showtime is a nice upcoming star, I would say. He is playing for ESC right now. I think he had a very nice show match against Goody recently, and you know, Showtime is a very good player, and I want to see how his career progresses.
Yep, he's been doing a really good job of keeping up in scouting. He knows exactly what's going on, so he's continuing to get his upgrades and churn out Immortals. So kind of trying to combat this mech army that'll be coming his way very soon.
A random trivia: do you know where the best players come from?
Where do the best players come from?
They are spawned at a hatchery in South Korea. That's a joke from the chat, guys. You're doing the best job, guys. Jokes like this, awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the more jokes they say, I mean, the less work we have to do. So if you guys want to help us by typing in the most hilarious jokes in the chat, that's always great.
Yeah, a Marine walks into a bar and says, "Where's the counter?"
The bar then collapses and turns into a warhound, and the Marines get obliterated.
Yeah. Anyway, what? Wow, that was a nice force field. That force field wasn't meant to stop anything, but Showtime just noticed. I'm getting cut off, and he backtracked.
Yep,
oh,
absolutely.
Marvin the Marine is going in, and he sees the Nexus. Hey guys, there's a
Oh, poor little guy. Poor little Mariner.
So, where does this game progress from now? We have both guys on 3 bases, not too much aggression. Let's just check what the tech is. We have Templar archives, we have constant immortal production, because, you know, Showtime realizes that his opponent is on mech. He saw the factories, that's all that he needs. There's a very small chance that Turuk would switch to anything else right now. And oh, this Phoenix just got sniped. And anyway, so Showtime is just switching into Archons, I would say. He may go for Storm Research with Zealots, but I think Archons will be a very important part of his army anyway.
Yep, Archon's really great at taking out the Hell Bats when they're transformed, because they are biological, so they get that bonus damage. It's one of the responses that you can make to Terran Mech as a Protoss player. Obviously, the Immortal is going to be a key part of his army as well. with the many siege tanks.
Yeah. And then we have Fred. He's the brother of Marvin the Marine, and he's scouting when the fourth is will get taken. And oh, by the way, yes, we have Archon, so there is no Storm research for now. Against a mech heavy army, you don't need Storm at all. I was just wondering what was going through the mind of Showtime, and this is a nice mix. We don't see all that often. Stalkers, a couple of sentries, 2 Afro-American Zealots, and then we have just a bunch of Immortals supported by Archons.
Yeah, so main Immortal Archon push coming in here. And he can see, just so that you all know, you can see Widow Mines if you look carefully. Even when they're cloaked, they have a little burrowed
they
thing.
do.
So Showtime knows that there's a mine there. You can see it in the ground, just like when you can see burrow movement roaches. So he's gonna avoid it.
Is that something that you can use during the games to see where the Widow Mines are? Just this small location on the sand? This nice little hole in the ground?
Yep. You can always see that in the game. You can use that. And it looks like he's going to be doing a little bit of damage with these Zealots. Really great move.
The Tal'Darim Zealots are doing a nice job. And by the way, I wanted to say that Turuk does a very nice thing. He goes for ghosts. What does that mean? That means that with a single unit he will be countering both Archons and Immortals. Archons and Immortals have a lot of shields, and with the EMP on the ghosts, that's just enough to take down those shields, and that makes those units far less effective.
Absolutely. Bad rally on the Immortal. Gets blasted a little bit and ends up walking away.
Oh, did you see that? A Widow Mine passes through the Immortal's shield?
Yes, I believe. It does damage to shield specifically. So because it does extra damage to shield, that it doesn't trigger the hardened shield. I wonder if that's intentional or not.
Well, it probably is. It would be hard to assume that anything at Starcraft is not intentional at this point. Maybe when the beta was out first time for Wings of Liberty, but not right now. And oh, this poor Tal'Darim Zealot just got smashed, and they teleported him back to Irons. He said, "Goodbye, guys. See you in 6 months once I get out of the hospital."
3-3, Blink, and Storm all timed up to finish at the same time. So he's going to have an upgrade advantage. He's going to have Storm. He does not want to engage right now. He just needs a couple of seconds to finish his
and the
upgrade.
Mothership Core! Uh-oh! We don't want to lose the Mothership Core! Holy smokes, that wasn't supposed to happen. And Showtime now retreating with his army. He may have been counting on using the recall, but sorry, Grigori, no way of doing that. Now Turuk engages, uses a ton of scans, and he has a nice set of ghosts in front of his army. Showtime splitting his units. He's doing what he was supposed to be doing. Now question is, will storms be effective at all? Now I guess if your units are just all meshed up, it may be. And the ghosts are in the background. They couldn't pass. But the EMPs went down and the siege tanks are crumbling, but no, their numbers are still high enough. And Showtime has to retreat. He had a ton of his Immortals and Archons, and all of that just got obliterated in 5 seconds.
Yep, and that's the issue with your opponent getting a critical mass in the tank. It's just everything just melts away. I don't care if the Immortal is supposed to be the counter or not.
Yeah, and we see pieces and drones and probes just flying away. Because the new physics engine, I think the new physics engine is having fun, while Showtime is definitely not having fun. He's regrouping, he wants to master his strength again, but Turuk is ahead in supply, 123 army supply against 94 of Showtime, and we need to remember some of that is just Zealots. It's not a lot. There are only 3 Archons, a couple of Immortals. Oh, this is going to be difficult. It's time to engage, or he will lose his natural. Oh my god, this nice fancy pylon also goes down, and I think Showtime has to make a call right now.
Yep, he's got 150 supply, and it looks like he's trying to make some sort of a flank to combat this last army. But there's a whole bunch more siege tanks, 29 siege tanks on the field right now. This is going to be some sort of a miracle. It looks like he's going to try to take the to stop the reinforcements, though, which might be a good start.
Uh-oh, that's not the way you stop reinforcements, my friend. I think
no,
we'll be seeing a GG momentarily, guys, because the siege tanks are already laying siege to the Jericho, and the Jericho looks like it's going to fall. Showtime moving in, and a lot of siege tanks getting picked. They were not ready for this assault, but will there be enough immortals? Oh, just barely. Cling to your life, my dear friend, and Showtime clears this out. But then, hey, we have new visitors. There's another bunch of siege tanks in front of his natural, and he probably doesn't even have the numbers right now to defend from that.
So many. He's gonna come in with these zealots though, and he's making a go at it. The zealots are tanking a lot of the damage that the immortals can deal their damage directly to the tank, and somehow Showtime holds. He's alive. He has 3 bases. He's mining. I mean, he's behind, but excellent defense.
Guys, news of the week.
Well played.
Yeah, news of the week. Showtime holds. No, that was actually that was so patient of him. I mean, probably the both of us, even if added together, we would have panicked and did it all in a quirky way. And eventually we would end up losing. Now Showtime sacrificed his third base. He sacrificed a big part of his natural and a lot of gateways that took the siege damage. But eventually, you know, on top of that pile of rubbish and dead bodies, he just was able to defend it, and now he has a ton of Archons. Now let's see. We have Turuk producing ghosts, so he will have the EMP ready to counter those Archons, but he probably is not sure what the army composition of his opponent is.
Yeah, I don't really know about this move from Showtime. He's behind. He's going for the attack here. I mean, I guess he's gonna try to get some damage done somehow. He's gonna lose a little bit of health off that Archon.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I mean, maybe he's just sort of posturing, getting out in front, trying to slow down Turuk from pushing out again so he can take his 4th base.
Every second.
Try to get back into this game.
Exactly. Every second that Showtime has spent at the side of the map of Turuk, what, you know, just flexing his muscles, not really intending to attack, delays when Turuk is coming out of his base. When Turuk is playing defensively, when any player is playing defensively, he just wonders, okay, can I go out now? And, you know, if I can, then what is the best route? It just slows you down. And now, Showtime trying to master his strength and attack here, you know, from behind the bushes. A nice commando tactics. Wow, 2 ghosts going at once. Nice.
Very nice. Almost full energy ghost too. He really needs those EMPs. And he's making a go at it. He's going to try to take out his force. No, he changes his mind halfway through. He's going to take a lot of damage on those Archons. Some of them almost had no shields. And the Archon, of course, has only 10 health, actually. So that's going to be an issue. Just forcing the siege up. And it looks like, yeah, Turuk is going to make a reinforcement and attack again. Now, this
army would normally just eat up through the mech army, but there are so many Hellbots, and Hellbots they soak up all the damage. They are like the zealots of the Protoss army, that they just go up front. They are destroyed. They don't get home for Christmas, and you know, they don't have wives and families. Siege tanks do though, and siege tanks need to stay alive. Anyway, Turuk is now moving into the third.
He's in a really nice position. He's going to take out a lot of workers here.
Oh, and the ghosts are in the correct spot this time. I'm not sure that that Showtime even has enough surface area to cover this. I mean, Turuk's army is so big that it would take a lot of time just for Showtime to run around it. Not to mention go past it. So what we have right now is probably a definite, you know, solution to this game. Turuk is laying siege. He doesn't want to overcommit. He has a very beautiful line of siege tanks here, but now, he's besieging. This is the moment. If Showtime wants to go in, this is now. No, he decides to stay. He doesn't have vision over that army, but there's just so much Turuk.
Yep, there's a lot of Turuk, and he was trying to get into a flank here with that pile on the left side, but now Turuk is in this nice little position with 2 choke points and a lot of siege tanks. So he kind of does an unsiege for a little bit, gonna get some damage done. He's gonna pull back, being as patient as possible. He only wants to engage the exact correct moment. There's actually not a lot of things that Turuk can hit right now. He did already clear out this area once before, but I mean, Showtime's gonna have to pull off another miracle-like hold if he wants to stay in this game.
Yeah, Showtime is doing a nice job by surrounding the army of the Terran, but if you're surrounding something, then you do that in hope of attacking at some point. And right now this army is just sitting here doing tons of damage, and there is nothing that Showtime can do about it. If we check army supply, of course Turuk is far ahead. Showtime is just trying to get a last couple of units before he loses his natural again. He expanded to the 4th location. So yeah, in theory he still has an income, not a bad one though, and he's just waiting for the perfect engagement. But right now the perfect engagement will not come. Turuk is heavily fortified within the territory of Showtime.
Yeah, and the issue is, look at that bank. He's maxed out. He's got 4K, 2.5K. It's going to be very, very difficult for him to do any damage. And this is the engagement.
And Showtime is moving in, just so much splash damage on the Archons. Oh, they are dying, they are dropping like flies. And we have some Immortals trying to focus down. Oh, will it work? Oh my god, will Showtime take it? Yes, he does. How did he do that?
Well played, well played. Turuk did not have his whole army there. A lot of his army was at home and he wasn't bringing it in. Showtime was zoning out the reinforcements if they did try to come in. And just really, really patient play from Showtime. He's even taking the top middle base right now. And I can't believe it.
He really just went for an expansion in the midst of all that chaos. Yeah, you know, okay, yeah. I mean, my house has been demolished a couple of times. I always took the time to build a few other houses around just to make sure I have where to live. And I called some of my friends, and then we just surrounded the vagabonds, so no problem.
Yeah, and the main base and the natural are pretty much mined out, so he doesn't really need to be there right now. Hellion Run By, though, this is the main base that Showtime has right now, and he needs to stay to keep those probes alive.
Oh, and
it looks like he's going to save the majority of them. Yes, he does save the majority of them. Turuk is going to take his own base over in that side of the map, and Turuk is mostly mined out here.
This game is so awesome.
Does not have a lot of mineral patches.
This game is so awesome, guys. I hope you're watching this. If you have friends, and I believe you do, because we all are geeks, we need to stick together. Just call your friends and tell them what awesome games we're having tonight. Anyway, Showtime just moving around the map, but again, he's out macroed by Turuk, and now it looks even less in favor of Showtime, but you know, he's shown us, you know, it's Showtime. And he showed us a couple of miracles still. I think that right now there's just too many siege tanks here, you know.
Yep, and he's back into a corner. He doesn't have any sort of flanking position like he had last time, which is going to be near impossible. Yeah. Oh my god, the EMPs! The EMPs taking off all the shields of the Archons, all the shields of the Immortals, everything goes down. And that was the engagement you needed. Well played to both players, just really great play. Showtime not giving up and giving us a show, if you will.
I think that Showtime has but one rule in life. He doesn't GG until it's a GG. So
that's a very good rule to have.
Yeah, you know. Okay, now I can safely say it was a good game. Thank you for playing me. He would, you know, normally players would just surrender much earlier. They would just throw in all their army and say, ah, screw it, let's go into the next game. But no, Showtime is damn patient, and he wanted to wait until he had the advantage. And you know, I love the tactics, but he just couldn't keep up with the macro machine that Turuk was. So anyway, guys, let us catch some breath. And we'll be back with you in a minute or two once the players are decided on which map they want to take. So don't go anywhere. You're watching Jägerisk Master Cup, unfortunately the last edition. Why am I saying unfortunately? I don't know. Next month we'll be having a regular monthly league for $1,000 prize pool. So we'll be having the best players from Europe and hopefully from all around the world competing for that prize pool at the breadth of the month. So we will have a lot of good games to show, and you know, this is just a way of saying goodbye to the Master Cup. Goodbye, old Master Cup. You have been with us for so long. Now you need to go, because we have a brand new model. get into the game. No, no, wait! Jack! I wanted to call you a lousy bee, but I'm unmuted. Alright, the game is going to be rehosted. And Showtime takes the series with that all-in that lasted for 2 seconds. So, my good friend Jack, how was your visit to the bathroom?
It was fast and efficient. Just
Fast
like,
and furious.
You know, fast and furious. That's how I go to the bathroom. Doesn't take me very long at all. I'm very efficient with my bathroom going.
And whenever a toilet seat sees you, oh, it's that guy again. Ugh. Anyway, let's drop the toilet jokes. Let's go with the game itself, guys. We have was Showtime leading 1-0 against Turuk? And did just Turuk score an equaling game, or what was it?
I believe that Turuk is up 1-0 against Showtime, but I'm not 100% sure.
So we had a small mistake. Anyway, let's see what happens here. The map is going to be Metropolis, and here we have in the bottom right corner, he is Showtime, and for sure he knows how to show.
And our winner from last game, can he close it out? We have Turuk.
Exactly.
I mean, he's a Terran player, he's Turuk, he's got the Terran symbol. But I mean, the issue here is that Showtime has the Dark Zealot, and that's a very powerful new unit. It has equal stats as the Zealot, but it looks different, so I mean, that can be very intimidating.
I also think that Showtime just has a better nickname, because when you announce players at tournaments, you know, when it's Showtime, you can say, oh, and it's time for Showtime, right? And it just flows. When you go with Turuk, and now it's time for Turuk. You feel that stop, and you may try going Turuk, but it just doesn't sound awesome.
Yeah, so 2 barracks over here, pretty quickly from Turuk. No gas just yet. Wonder what this is gonna turn into.
Well, this is the usual style of. So first of all, what we need to notice is instead of going for an orbital command very fast, he went for the second barracks first, and that is used to pressurize the pressure. Pressurize is not the right word. So to pressure the opponent in doing some defenses, and you know, it is very hard to detect, that's first. And second, it actually pays back. So the later orbital command, I think some you know, Korean scientists have came up to a conclusion, and actually I think Flash is playing that style. Sorry, that was Marine King Prime. So he does that, and he just wants to put on some pressure with the Marines, and you know, no one asks questions. But we think it has been all investigated.
Yeah, it's really nice to I really like to open personally with pressure openings, just because you get to push your opponent, see what's going on there. You get a scout, you get a read on what they're doing, and you have the potential to do some serious damage without investing all that much. So it's a really nice play. Get to feel out your opponent and make the proper reaction afterwards.
Yeah, and you know, by the way, like you said, doing scouting with pressure is one of the best things ever. So much underrated right now, but with Heart of the Swarm, I think that's slowly changing. People start to get the value of being aggressive early on, and some players have been doing that already in Wings of Liberty, but then, you know, we have came to a state where everyone was able to defend pretty much anything with anything they had. Now it's more difficult, and also the aggression just pays back so much. But what we have here? Oh, Showtime, you are going to plan a show for us, aren't you?
It seems some sort of an Oracle-like show, perhaps, maybe.
Yeah.
Marine's moving across the map right now, and Showtime sees it. He's going to have to react accordingly. He does not have very much in the way of defense right now. He's going to stall as long as he can with these Stalkers and Mothership Core. Oh, that was really close to the Marines. He's going to lose the Mothership Core. That was very much not good. He could do a lot of kiting in that time warp, but
what nonsense are you saying? Pretty much not good. That was horrible. You just overkilled it with your diplomacy. It seems Showtime will be good though, because he managed to defend with Stalkers. And by the way, his micro,
really nice micro.
Yes.
Wow.
There's only a very slight sweet spot between the range of a Stalker and a range of Marine, and Showtime knows exactly the sweet spot. Now, he will continue his aggression with that Oracle that he's now chrono boosting, but losing your Mothership Core is so bad. I'm sorry, my diplomacy skills just fails with this.
Yep, but he sees, they scanned, the Oracle is coming. Turk knows the Oracle is coming, he's got Marines in place. Will Showtime get something done? It looks like he's also preparing a little push at the front while the Oracle comes in. And the bunker is empty. There's damage to be done here.
Let me play with my crystal balls. So I would say that Turuk will go to fill in the bunker, and then Oracle will come, and there will not be enough Marines to deal with the Oracle. And this is something that has happened because Showtime has sacrificed his Stalkers, at least some energy on the Stalkers, but then, oh, there's a turret, and he needs to be careful where he approaches. Oh, the turret just has enough range. Uh-oh, not so good. So there are not enough Marines, but hey, now the Oracle is low on shields. I don't mind that.
Yep, really nice turret placement, just in the right spot where the Oracle pretty much can't do any damage at all. He's going to come in with a second Oracle, though, and a bunch of units. This looks like a... I could be wrong. This looks like he's going to go right into the front, do some kind of bust. Do you think that's possible?
And Turuk is not expecting that really, because he just scanned. Yes, he cancelled the bunker, and he just scanned that there's a nexus. So that cancelling was a direct result of that scan, and now he feels, oh yeah, okay, so he's going macro. Oh well, he is, but on top of that, he's just going aggression right now, and uh-oh, the Zealots are already trying to decide. Okay, so how do we tackle this? Oh, you go first. No, you go first. No, you go first. Shut up. Let's go. And we have the engagement, guys, and the bunker is getting focused. Oh, it will fall down. Oh, what a nice set of force fields. Holy smokes.
The Oracles just rip apart those Marines in seconds, and this is looking really bad. Let's cast the diplomacy aside. This is looking really bad for Turk.
Yes.
One siege tank coming out. If you can get in position and defend it, he might be okay, but it's going to be very, very difficult.
But you know, you have the Oracles. You have the Oracles to deal with the Marines and the siege tank as well, and the Zealots run into the SCVs, because then the siege tank will just do a ton of damage to his own kind, and the siege tank remains, but the natural has to go. I'm sorry, you are no longer welcome here.
there's almost no energy on these oracles. They can't really do anything anymore, and he's at least he's gonna save his orbital command. He's gonna lose this barracks, and he's gonna try to defend with this few amount of units. It's gonna be really difficult, but
well, the oracles can still just float and look cool because that's what they do when they run out of energy. Showtime, I guess, is just cooking up another push. He wants to finish this, but then he already is in a very comfortable position, so in the background he's going for a robotic facility. He wants to have some immortals, maybe even an immortal drop. That would actually be nice. And if you manage to close off the game with an immortal drop, oh, we have a void ray. Why not to add up to all those oracles? Oh, and the marines will not be able to deal with the oracles. Uh-oh, now we're in trouble. You haven't predicted that happening, have you?
Oh no, and GG. So Showtime ties it up. Well done. Well done. Some really nice oracle bust up the front there.
So now my scoreboard servant can place down that 1 point for Showtime that was already there by a mistake, and yeah, Showtime is looking good. Showtime is looking good. So anyway, guys, the guys on the chat, are you having fun? Please let us know. Give the shout out to the players. Give a shout out to the casters, which is me and my good partner, the Jack Attack, who's with me right now. I'm just, you can see my eyes darting to the chat. When are they going to do the shout out? I want the shout out. I'm getting angry.
Watch out, be careful.
Yeah.
Pride comes before the fall.
Alright, the game is being hosted, so while we wait, let me entertain you. And probably everyone here knows that already, and I'm getting very outdated with this, but let me give you a choice, guys. The person who gives the first peon quote from Warcraft 3 will get my voice imitation. I can do awesome peon voice.
Work. Stop poking me!
I should be doing voiceovers for the games, I think.
I mean, definitely.
In future?
I mean...
Yeah. Oh, you can all join the lobby. I'm still practicing my Wookiee, because Wookiee is like really difficult to do properly, but yeah.
Definitely be interested to hear that when you get it perfected, of course, and it's ready to show to the public.
Yeah,
Worried Bear says you should have a peon background.
Well, actually, I'm half of my blood is peon. My father was an orc. I hope. Well, yeah. He isn't familiar with English. He knows Russian, so I can say whatever I want in English about my father. I just hope that one day he won't learn about this, because that would be terrible. I couldn't go back home for Christmas, and my mother does the best Christmas cooking ever. So, oh, not so good. So anyway, let's get back to the game itself. Enough of the anecdotes. We have some Starcraft 2 running, and Heart of the Swarm time has come, alongside with the Showtime.
And in the top left-hand corner of the screen, who is taken off guard by that last attack, will be able to hold in the final match. It's Turuk.
Yeah, and the guy who wins this will go into the semi-finals. Unfortunately, tonight I won't be casting the semi-finals with Jack. I already, I make a sad face right now, but I already agreed to cast the semi-finals and finals with Crota, who volunteered to help, and I think he is on with us on the TeamSpeak right now, just spying.
Just listening in.
Yeah. He may be working for FBI, you don't know.
Yeah, I gotta watch what I say. Gotta be careful. Don't say anything that could get me into trouble, because you know, could be from the FBI. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe.
Broda, that's kind of a suspicious name. Is that a fake name? Is that made up? Is that your alter ego for the FBI?
There was an agent gone missing with that nickname. So anyway.
I did hear about that recently in the news. In any case, double gas being taken by Showtime, as is normal.
And it is only normal. You know, we need to mention this for those of you who are new to Starcraft 2 and you're scouting your opponent and you see, oh, what's this? It's 2 gases. What does that mean? That probably means he'll be going for some quick tech play, and he will want to attack you off 1 base. So you know, he may still take an expansion later on, but I think his main focus will be getting that starport. Very rarely nowadays you see people going for a robo facility, although that's still an option. So anyway, let's just check what Showtime goes for.
Yep. Protoss is on average the gas heaviest race, so their units and buildings cost more gas than the other races. So with the gas scouting, it's a little bit more difficult with the Protoss. They can do tricky things like put 2 in each gas, but Turuk is going to check. He's going to see 3 in each gas, so he does know that there's going to be a substantial amount of gas, 200 so far in the bank of Showtime.
Exactly.
And we have a pylon coming down.
Yes, and a proxy
in the
Stargate.
top area. Yeah. Very much likely a proxy Stargate.
A very popular
From
build
position.
introduced by Wytra. Anyway, someone on the chat is provoking me beyond reason, and he says, your mom is, you know, your mom is cooking nice. Don't say that in front of your wife. I can tell you what, my wife is terrible at cooking. And guess what? There is no frying pan just being thrown at me right now. No, she knows that. But guess what? She plays Starcraft and she's an admin on this chat, so try to beat that. Anyway, anyway, this pylon will go down. And unfortunately, Showtime losing his opportunity. I think with such popular play as the Oracle, with Proxy Stargate, people just started scouting around their bases.
Very, very popular, especially in the first moments here of the part of the swarm is that Proxy Stargate. Players are getting better and better at checking the usual locations. This is the point in time where some players will metagame them and they'll say, oh, okay, well, I'm going to plant in an obvious location that you should be checking, but you're only going to check the locations that make sense.
Yeah.
And then we have random Proxy Stargates that actually do make it through. But really nice, crossing all his T's, dotting all his I's.
By the way, it's one of those subtle things, like you know, when Zerg are playing against very good Terrans, the Terrans know the timing in which the Overlord comes through a certain path, and what they would do is just stop an Overlord for 10 seconds and then continue. And the Marines will be there in a place where the Overlord would normally be, and they see nothing. So they run away, and the Overlord still comes through that path.
And yep, just really good play overall. Try and do some harass with the Mothership Core, not going to work out. Turret already down in the mineral line. He was expecting a Stargate follow-up, and that's exactly what Showtime did.
Yeah, and we have the Oracle, and the Marines were outside, and they just see this beam of light, and they say, oh, is this how the afterlife works? No, it's an Oracle. And yeah, it's so I'm you know, I'm not very pleased to say that, but this is how it works in Starcraft 2.
Yep, Oracle all out of energy now. It's gonna have to charge up to 25 before it can deal any damage again. Right now, it's kind of a flying paperweight. I mean, it's not even a paperweight; it's so light, so it's just a flying thing.
The Mothership Core! Oh, yes!
Just barely escapes. Well done. Well done there.
Escapes, and there's a string of void rays on the map, by the way. So I think Showtime will show us some nice time with his army composition. He's still on 1 base, so he fully intends on carrying on this push. He actually made it up to 4 gateways. Mind that he has more workers than a normal 4-gater, so this is not exactly the type of an all-in that 4-gate is, that makes you stop production because you no longer have minerals. Oh my god. No, this is the type of all-in where you can just continue relentless aggression. Although, you know, with every passing minute, Turuk is stronger and stronger with his economy.
Yep, he's gonna be making this timing very soon. He's got a couple of Void Rays and some Gateway units. He's gonna do a Warp in, and very likely doing a little bit of harass, trying to thin out that Marine count before the push comes in.
Yeah.
3 bunkers and 2 tanks. Turuk has to know what's coming. He's totally prepared. This is gonna be very, very difficult bust to make, but certainly not impossible.
Yeah. What's this? We see a bunch of zealots, so this will be very similar to the last game in terms of the timing. I think the last attack came at 9:20 as well. Some nice strategies being shown by Showtime, guys.
Yeah, no pull on the SCVs yet. He's waiting until the last possible moment to pull those SCVs for a pair. And here it is. The zealots are in front. The garden shield's up. The tanks are firing away. Their pair is down.
And the siege tanks. Oh, they are
getting target fired.
Well, they survive. Yes, the siege tanks survive, and there are only sentries with a couple of zealots in the background. That's not enough. And Turuk defends.
Yep, I mean, Showtime has shown us time and time again that he will not give up very easily, and he's going to make another go at this, looks like, with the warping in of some more units.
He doesn't have a choice right now.
Yeah, he's very much all in. He either attacks some more or GG's. Expanding at this point in time is not really going to work out for him.
Holy moly, what are you doing? And the siege tanks, there are already 2 now. There are no Void Rays to deal with that, and even though the bunker goes down, there are not enough units to carry on the aggression, and I think, yes, there's a GG. And that was, in fact, a very good game.
Well played. Very much well played.
Alright. So, anyway, guys, after this series, I think we need to catch our breath. Let me just catch some more players. Let me just throw my fishing hook and see who comes up on the other end. So we'll be back with you in 3 minutes after a short commercial break. Thank you for supporting Guys TV. I hope you love the show, and remember, after the show we're going to give away a free Heart of the Swarm copy. So stay until the end and see who's the lucky person.